Okay, we're just going to start our lesson on e-waste, and this is in preparation for your assessment 3 for research for society and culture. And what we're looking at is relationships between society and our natural environments and the social impacts of environmentally sustainable practices and unsustainable practices.
It's a magic number. Yes, it is.
Okay, so why is e-waste a problem? At the moment, landfill is currently being filled by e-waste at 3 times the rate of general waste. And what that means is within our general waste that we're doing a lot better in recycling and taking that out of landfill. Things like your bottles, cans, paper and even composting, whereas e-waste is simply throwing it away. So what is e-waste? E-waste is electronic product waste, and this comes from things like computers, phones, tablets, VCRs, DVDs, even things like fridges, toasters, kettles, the vacuum cleaner, the air conditioner, anything with electronic components in it. And this can be caused, the problem can be caused because you're left with a product when it's been replaced because it's either broken or because it's been superseded by a new model. And then we're left with the original product that we don't know what to do with. The environmental impact, especially from computers, come from all the toxic components within the computer. So when we're looking at gold and copper and silver and the PCBs, the noxious chemicals, and even when all of those things sitting in landfill mixes with the water from the rain, and that creates a thing called leachate, which pollutes the ground and the surface area. We really have become a throwaway society with an excessive rate of consumption of waste, and we are particularly bad in Australia, and we dispose of items rather than reusing, recycling them or even repairing them. You'll find a lot of the time you can replace an item for a cheaper cost than it is to actually have it repaired. According to Clean Up Australia, there are 3 million computers purchased in Australia every year, and 75% of them will end up in landfill at some stage. There has been a major problem caused by the transfer from analogue to digital television signals, and some of the old TVs can actually contain up to 2 kilos of lead, and the majority of those have just been put into landfill. We do have this great need to do what is called keeping up with the Joneses, and that basically means when somebody has a product and you want it, you must have something better, so you look the part, and the saying there, to compete with one's neighbours or to stay level with social changes. That's really what it's all about. We really do live in the electronic age, with the average home in Australia owning 22 electrical items. Unfortunately, it's become more socially acceptable to spend our time, our leisure time, glued to some sort of electronic device, and this has actually led to problems with obesity as well throughout Australia. The way we read books and magazines and newspapers is all by electronic means the majority of the time these days, and it's really changed the way that we live. Planned obsolescence is a major moneymaker for companies in the fact that your product is only the latest or best for a very short period of time. And lucky for us, there's always something new out there. Illegal e-waste is a major problem because, big countries like the US don't recycle their waste. They send them to another third world country, so like Sri Lanka or India or China, for people to actually break down these products with their bare hands. They'll strip the precious metals like gold and silver, anything that they can get money for, and then actually they'll discard it, most likely what's left, quite irresponsibly. So they may burn it, or it may just go into landfill over there. So it's really just being transferred. In the Basel, there is the Basel Convention in the United Nations, and that stipulates how hazardous waste is moved and discarded throughout the world, and Australia ratified this in 1992. What can we do? What can we do to be part of the change? So I want you guys to tell me what we as consumers can do to make change. So what are the 4 R's? Most people can tell me the first three, but I want you guys to tell me what the fourth is and give me an in-detail response to each of those four are. So I want you to do a little bit of research and find out why South Australia is leading the way in e-waste recycling and what record they're actually trying to achieve recently.